Tonight on lolcowlive, Keemstar is sick. Buggy is sick. But we're still doing tryouts. We're still going live. We are still looking for 8 new hosts on 3 new shows in a replacement for Aussie and lolcowlive. Are you ready? Arthur, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the most low-energy garbage you've ever witnessed in your life. Let's go. Let's get this shit.
We are back at it again with the auditions and lolcowlive and everything with the whole universe. And God, it was painful. It was so painful to, just kind of sit through this. And the funny part is, I was like out with friends, so I kind of had it in the background, like on headphones when I was with them. Like, went out to go eat, whatever. And even then, I was just like, I could be doing so much right now with my friends and just watching this in the background, some headphones. This is so bad. I can't really complain because my whole channel and a lot of my followers are like, watching me mostly because of my content with because I cover a lot of the lolcowlive stuff, but their auditions are usually some of the worst episodes ever. And I only really have like a few clips offhand that I want to go over because I think they're interesting. Not really because of the people, but just because of the things that are being said.
Black Boogie. Look at these two side by side.
Yeah.
Tickles!
Let's go! Tickles!
What the fuck?
Yes.
Bro, this is literally the same person. Look.
Dude, I
White,
like it better right away. Holy shit.
Why no?
black, white, black, white,
And look,
black.
you know what? Everyone's going to be more black in the community, right? You know?
What the fuck? Bro, what the fuck? He's literally Buggy. What is
Who's
happening?
that?
I feel like I need to leave the room. Y'all do your thing. Y'all do your thing.
Fine.
What
Hey,
the
Dad.
fuck?
So I'm really sorry. I did go out to get milk, and I never came back. It was really good milk, so I stayed for the milk. How's your mom?
My cereal turned into dust, so I kind of figured we're coming back.
How's your mom and them? They doing all right?
We've had better days.
Your mom's still a whore, or
Well,
she give that up for proper work?
history tends to repeat itself.
Did you ever get a daddy? Shit, yeah, you are black.
I know, right?
What you get into? We got any common grounds? What do you like to do for fun, son?
Oh, what do I like to do for fun? I like to watch lolcowlive. I like to watch you. I want to follow in your footsteps.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't recommend some of those footsteps. I made a few missteps,
Yeah, no, I don't have any. I don't have any cancer or anything.
Good, cancer free.
Yeah, cancer. Yeah. What's up?
How old are you now?
I'm 27.
27. I missed a lot of birthdays,
You did. You think you could send me something?
Shit.
My birthday was like in
so look,
February.
You're out of milk, and so I think we can pick this conversation.
Well, so you know what's great about that is I'm lactose tolerant, so I can't have it.
Oh well, I like soy milk. I'm a soy boy.
I like almond milk, but to each is their own.
So you think you'll ever lose your virginity? Oh,
Hire him to host with Boogie. It will be the Ebony Ivory and Obisayati show.
Second clip being Black Boogie, as they're calling him. I honestly kind of like this guy pretty much. Of all the other people, I felt that they were just boring, or felt that they were working a different show, or I felt that be better off somewhere else and not in a show like this. Like, and he of all people was the only enjoyable one that I truly liked, because I felt like with other people, again, they were just boring. Especially the first day of auditions, I just like didn't really care and it's like whatever. But this guy was one of the only guy who had any kind of personality or energy to him that I would say that was very unique and very enjoyable, that I could sit down and watch. I could see him and Boogie and Keem having a show, but I feel like for lolcowlive particularly, I don't think he's a great fit. I think if anything, he will work maybe with Boogie in a different show. But that's really it.
All right, so what's the deal with Fatty? Turn your mic on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Or your camera.
Let me turn my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I can. So you had Eric on here earlier, right?
Eric who?
Remember Eric? No, okay. Eric was on here earlier. Eric is live or whatever. So he was one of his bitch mods that lasted for 2 weeks. So I was one of Airsoft's main mods. I bought him his computer. I have all the receipts, everything like that. I can show you a bunch of shit where the downside of Airsoft. So if you want to do something, we want to talk, I'd love to get with you where we can talk about where Airsoft went from his shit previously, and then he went to his new manager, trafficking drugs, and his bullshit that he's in now. and then all receipts of all his stuff.
So
I'm
wait,
actually a
you're
server
trying
with
to-
multiple of the
so
mods
wait,
we can
so
meet
wait, so
and
wait,
discuss
hello,
all
hello,
that.
hello. So wait, you're trying to tell me that Fatty is in trouble and he sells drugs now?
Not as much anymore, but his manager was using his accounts to traffic the launder money for him for drugs.
Is
Yes.
that why Fatty didn't have any money? Because Fatty's like broke and it makes no sense.
I literally have pictures, videos of him meeting me. I have a fucking full force tattoo on my fucking
Joystick's
leg.
Japanese
I was
super
his main
chat
mod,
is
everything.
$19.99. F asterisk 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 that guy. Nerds is actually good now. Let Zay and Buff cook.
All right, we'll catch.
That
We'll
guy's
get
hasn't
up
got
with you
since
later.
Now, I'm aware of Air Fat Safi, whatever his name is, right? I'm aware of him. He's been on the show at least one time. And I'm a bit aware of his other lore, especially with Sam Hyde and Fish thing. But the fact that there's some weird stuff going behind the scene caught my interest enough, particularly even though this wasn't that long of a clip, or even it wasn't really an audition. It was just somebody that wanted to talk about Fatty with the lolcowlive, and I think maybe down the line we'll see some coverage of this. I'm not sure if it's gonna develop anywhere, because a lot of the time these kind of stuff are just kind of told and they really don't go anywhere. But we'll have to kind of wait and see where things are going. You know, the whole thing about like drugs and all that is intriguing, and if a lolcow is involved with stuff like that, that actually sounds like something pretty cool and interesting. But again, we'll have to wait and see what's gonna happen next, right? This could just be like a nothing burger, or just gonna be something a lot more. But we'll wait and see in a little bit, y'all.
Guys, Nerds is horrible. The viewership keeps going down and down and down and down. Today, they couldn't break 400 viewers. So anyone saying Nerds is good, no, it's not. The numbers are literally telling you that it is horrible and nobody is watching. So
once again, let me remind you that me and Billy still want to do an actual nerd show where we talk about actual nerd stuff. You have two OGs on YouTube ready to make us all money, so you should give us a chance to pitch on that channel and see if people tune in.
So you want me to fire Zayzudit and Buff?
No, we've talked it through, and even though we don't like splitting the money three ways, we believe one Buff Weed would bring enough to the table, so it'd be your three Bs, Boogie, Billy, Buff.
So you want me to fire Purple Hair?
You can move her somewhere else. I don't care what you do with her. She's just destroying that channel.
I got an idea. Why don't you and Billy host Nerds tomorrow, and I'll give them the day off.
Let's see what Billy wants to do. Let's go.
All right, so there you go. You can host Nerds for one day tomorrow.
Let's do it, Billy.
You're going to be up at that time?
I was up every time I had to do it for, it's 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern, right?
It's 2 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, I thought it did move back an hour or some shit.
Well, it's 2 p.m. Eastern, so 1 p.m. your time.
Okay, never mind, I quit. Give me and Billy a chance to not be sick. Let's not do it tomorrow, but give us a day to prepare, because let me talk to Billy about it. I want to make it good. Let me make it good.
Do we just take? Can I quit? Can you find a new co-host for Local Live? I think I'm done.
You're just sick. You're just sick.
I don't want to do this show. I've been doing this show every day, and I'm just done. I'm not inspired.
Now, this particular clip I have here got my interest more, right? Because the nerd episode from Monday was not good. Mine is being uploaded at some point on Tuesday. But the nerd episode from Monday was really, really bad. Like, not even, like, enjoyable. I felt that it wasn't, you know what? It wasn't that it was bad or it was good. It wasn't even like it was boring and they were just funny. It was just kind of like whatever. It was like I can skip this and there's nothing else. I feel like One Buff Weave, it's a little just down because obviously he was hitting the puff and all that fun jazz. And maybe, and even Keem said numbers have been going down, and that's been true. When I did the video on the local Queen stuff and their numbers in view, I didn't notice that there has been a massive decrease above viewerships and donation. The next clip over we're gonna have kind of goes over just a little bit, and it kind of shows what I'm trying to get my point across. But the fact that like Keem is just is thinking like he may end up canceling most of the shows or just letting them do whatever they want. Well, I really don't think so, but you can just tell with Nerd particularly, he just does not care for one bit. It's a shame because One Buff Weed isn't a bad guy. I would like to see One Buff Weed, Billy, and Boogie, the three Bs, with Nerds. I would actually really enjoy it, but we'll have to wait and see because that is interesting. And they didn't notice it later on that they probably are going to have to plan a whole day and they're going to give those guys off. So we'll wait and see.
Look, let's get through April and let's take actual time to breathe. We haven't taken time since Fat Camp. I've been sick for 25 days.
This thing super chatted $19.99. I mean, I like Gojira and Metallica, so I'm in that group too.
We all like Metallica and we all like Megadeth. What I'm saying is, would you like to take an actual 2 days in a row off at some point? Have you ever considered that? Since Fat Camp, dude, we broke our backs at Fat Camp. We destroyed our fucking selves.
Look, dude, our numbers are going down and down and down, and it's because I'm not excited about doing the show. Like, there's two.
And what happened last time? You took a few days off. Let's take a couple days off,
I just
dipshit.
don't want to do the show. I'm bored with the show.
Mike was telling me the same thing. We need a breather. We need to breathe. We're still in mourning from our fucking loss from Fat Camp. You realize that too?
Yeah, Wings leaving fucked up the dynamic, and then like we still trucked on like nothing was going on, and then my dog died, and then mermaids, donuts, and now I'm sick. It's like fucking today a tornado allegedly almost hit me according to my phone, going woo! Like it's like I can't catch a fucking break, dude.
Exactly, which is why we need to take a couple days fucking breather. Look, we have the thing in May planned. In May, let's actually just relax and party. Can we fucking relax?
The
You
fool
need to
super
breathe.
chatted $20. Just smoke a cigarette and pull up your big boy pants, Keem. Don't be a quitter. You didn't quit smoking. You can do this.
Yeah, also, what about 2 sips of beer? Won't that fix everything?
It's just been a non-stop fucking bad news on top of bad news on top of bad news. It's like,
Look, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God? I do. Do you believe in God? God gives you exactly as much as you can handle, not a drop more, not less. Now you have 2 options.
Now this one was really, really interesting. The reason I say this is interesting is because you can just tell Keem is just tired. You can tell that without Wings, the show has lost its dynamic. It's lost that one person, right? And it is true that Keem has been working himself to death at this point, and he is just bored and just sick of it. The fact that his dog died, and his dog was not even a year, like close to a year, right? That can hurt anybody. And then before that, you had the stuff with Wings, and it kind of just shows how close Wings and King really are, regardless of their troubles. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Keem would say, "Screw it, I'll bring Wings back. I don't care what anybody say. I need my person. I need this guy. He is our third person," because there is no way to replace it. And I think Keem is either gonna have to stop doing the show altogether, take some time off, or he has to bring Wings back to just keep things going. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he does both. It just wouldn't surprise me, and I honestly would be okay with it. Because again, end of the day, as a detractor and somebody who recaps these things, having more content, having more drama throughout the LCU, in my eyes, is a good thing. Not simply for pumping out more videos and getting more views and so on. I'm being honest, because it is like an ecosystem. But also, like, if they are not in it, it kind of affects the detractors. Even if it's like, oh, you can see it as a detractor victory. At the same time, once you kind of get yourself into it, once you get yourself into the motion of it all, you become kind of like a little invested, right? You become kind of like, well, this continues, so does my stuff. Now, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what's to come of this development. Whether or not Keem takes time off, or whether or not he brings Wings back. But till then, y'all, have a good one, be safe, and God bless.